California's basically fighting performance cars because they're making everything more strict. I mean, now they're doing tune checks on the SMOG check, which I guess they'll be able to see if it's an aftermarket tune. You're not even supposed to be able to tune your vehicle. And that's kind of a big sticking point, because even if you have a truck where you tuned the new tire setup, because a lot of people change to bigger tires and the speedometer gets messed up, even if you tune to fix that, it would make you fail SMOG. And it's like completely unrelated to a tune. It would just be a modified stock file, so therefore it would fail the SMOG. So that's the way like the Bureau of Automotive Repair, the BAR, is writing it right now. And I'll have to kind of test that, because I do have a Lund tune on here, but it should have all the monitors. I have the cats, I have everything. So once all my monitors set, it is a legit SMOG legal car. And I'm even having the 50 state, I have the 50 state Whipple Gen 2 or Gen 5 Stage 2. That is completely 50 state legal. I even will be getting a sticker to prove it from the CARB EO, everything like that. So I really shouldn't have an issue with it, but right now we're fighting a misfire, and then we also have to fix the bad gas and get the drive cycle on and hopefully turn on those monitors before I have to do my due date for the SMOG. So there's a lot to do, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to change your spark plugs on your 5-liter Coyote. It's very simple. You only need a couple tools and some extensions, and you'll be ready to go. So let's go ahead and start popping off the covers, which is like one of the hardest parts because I have painted ones. And then I'll change out the spark plugs, and we're gonna gap them to exactly what my tuner said over at Lund. This side's actually the driver's side, which is one of the more difficult sides because of the kit and all the hoses that come across. So you do have to disconnect this bad boy, which, you know, pop up the green tab. But getting this out without scratching it, because it is painted, is gonna be a hard thing to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this with both hands. I kind of have to finagle it kind of down and then out and around, and hopefully not scratch it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. The other side is super simple. I already took off this hose and the gas, or the, not gas, the oil cover. So this just pops off, and we'll be able to access all of these spark plugs. Now that we have the cover off, you're going to have to take off the 4 on each side. I believe these are 8 or 7 millimeters. Just use a socket. Then you're gonna unhook the coil packs here. You're gonna push that red tab out and then push down and pull it out. And then from there, the coil packs will come out, and you'll be able to access the spark plugs. From there, you're gonna use some 3/8 extensions and a spark plug socket. You're gonna stick that in there, loosen it up, and then pull those out. Now, you might need various sizes and swivel heads and things like that. But I think the hardest one is this one with the battery. I'll show you guys a little trick for that, but all of these are pretty open and easily accessible. You can also take off the strut tower brace, and if that will make it a little bit easier for you. Just depends on your tools and how much reach you have. Using this setup right here with a little bit of a swivel on the socket extension, I'm able to get to these without even removing the strut tower bar. Again, you can take these off, they're no big deal. I think 13 mils, and you can get to it, but this allows me to gain access, no problem, and these aren't super torqued, so you'll be able to do that without even having to use any kind of special tools. And I believe I can even use this setup and reach back here. Yep. So I'll be able to get to that one as well. And I'll show you how to get to that battery one and pull out the coil pack, because that one can be a little tricky. Now I have them all unscrewed with their bolts, but this one is kind of a butt because it has the battery in the way. So the big thing is this tab right here. You're gonna have to use 2 hands and push on that. There's just enough give on it, as you can see, to be able to slide this out, because without it, you're hitting on that rim and it won't let you out. So you're gonna have to push on that tab and then pull it out. But other than that, there's really no secret to it. It's pretty simple, and it really is an important thing to know is how to change your spark plugs, because that's like the heart of this whole car is spark plugs, fuel, and, you know, supercharged air. And that's really how this whole engine works. So speaking to John Nardi, these are the ones that he recommends. He said this alone should make a difference on my car. He said he likes the Iridium 6510s. So that's the part number here for the Mustang, and I have all 8. I just did a check on them, and they are around 0.040, and they need to be at 0.028. That is what he recommends. So we're gonna have to go ahead and bend those down a little bit using the tool, and I'll make sure all 8 are even, and we'll be good to go. If you guys don't know how to do that, you're gonna use the tool and push down on the strap, and then just kind of bend it down, and then you'll rotate it around the edge to where it stops, and that'll be at the reading. So I'm gonna go ahead and gap these real quick, and maybe I'll be able to post the camera somewhere and show you guys how to check. So I think I'm able to get the camera here and show you guys what I'm doing here, but you wanna use this thing and put it at the smallest end first. like leaning up against the strap, not on the tip of the spark plug, if that makes sense. And you want to rotate around until you feel resistance. So until about there, don't be too strong with it. You could mess up the tip under there, the actual like spark side. But as you can see, that's 0.28, it lined up there. So you just kind of bend and make these fit into where it's the right gapping, and we'll go from there. So that's 1 down, 7 more to go. And I wish I had a better tool to gap these because it kind of hurts your hand. That may be me just sounding like a sissy. I don't really care. But I'm gonna go ahead and knock these things out, and we'll be able to install them all for sure gapped at 0.028. Let's check this one for stock. They're all stock 0.040, so you for sure need to gap these. And that just helps with the tune because that's what they tuned it for. Here's one of the first ones I just pulled out of there, and you can see the orange because of the octane booster. That is something that happens, but you can see it is at the exact same spot, 0.028. So they were gapped correctly, or at least this one was, but you can see even a little bit of a tank and just running that octane booster turns them red-ish orange, I guess, orange-red. So we're gonna go ahead and remove all these. I do still have the octane booster in the car, so these new ones are gonna turn orange, but it shouldn't affect anything. Hopefully it doesn't foul them out, but at least those are gonna be in there. Just got done with cylinder 4, which is the passenger side firewall side. This is the extension you need. See how you can kind of wiggle it and then you put it straight and it's straight? If it's like this, it will not come out with that battery in the way. You will need it in this position with a little bit of wiggle, and that is how it will come out. Just like that, we have the passenger side all buttoned up. Cover this thing back up a little bit, and now we're going to begin on the driver's side, which honestly should be easier. I actually just have the cover chilling down there, but these are a lot easier to access because this is all movable. And yeah, we should be able to knock these out pretty quick. We're all wrapped up. So it's about an hour process if you have the right tools, which makes it easier. Also, it'd be easier if I didn't have a supercharger on top, so that made it a little bit harder because of all of these hoses. But we should have no more misfire because we have all new spark plugs inside. We have the octane booster. We're not gonna fill up there anymore. We have brand new spark plugs gapped perfectly to 0.028. I like quadruple checked everything. I even checked the ones coming off the car and they were all gapped correctly. So maybe it's just the brand. Maybe these are really finicky about what brand they like, these Coyotes. So let's go ahead and close the hood and let's start it up because I do have an errand to run and might as well take the Mustang. Okay, that was a little weird, but we're all right. Had the light flicker on and also started a little late. Maybe my battery was getting a little tired. Also have an air leak we gotta work. So we got content to film because I do have an air leak. But yeah, we definitely, it sounds pretty good. Feels pretty smooth, no misfire or anything like that. All right, let's go ahead and stick her out a little bit so that way we can go run our errand. Try not to rub my fender against my garage. And we'll be good to go. While it is warming up, let's go ahead and hear it. Sounds pretty standard. It's obviously not smoke, that's condensation from being colder outside. Sounds pretty dang smooth with these new plugs. Also, what's kind of funny about being on, well, with cats again, is I have to actually raise the car all the way up as if I'm going over a speed bump because the little tiny, I'm talking like this threshold to get into my garage, literally will scrape my cats. I bottomed out and it completely beached itself. So that actually happened. So now I got to raise it up before I park even in a tiny flat garage, which I never had to do before. So that is also proof I have cats on this thing. The tint is absolutely murdered out. You cannot see me at all inside. Freaking love this car. I need to spend more time driving it. Maybe make it my Friday work car because I just have not been driving it as much as I should. And I got to put miles on it anyways because, well, we got to get the monitors to set. So that way Whipple can send me out my CARB sticker and then I can get smogged and have a fully legal car in California that I can drive on the street. But man, it does look good. I'm really debating pulling off the yellow here this winter and just doing all satin black. Just added some miles on there, just got some dinner, and I wanted to show you guys this because I just saw this whenever I went to my spot, which keep in mind my spot was only, I don't know, 25 miles away. I'm checking on the N-Gauge, the IM monitors, which is the, basically these are the monitors that they check for doing a smog. And as you can see right there, they're all green. So all we need now is to get the Whipple CARB sticker and then go get a SMOG, and then we will be all good to go. My registration will be all set. So that is what you need. Usually that cat and the O2s, those are usually red until you can get to the point where everything's ready. So now the car is ready and it's running great, and we should be able to go SMOG. Alrighty guys, so that's gonna pretty much wrap up this video. I have the new spark plugs in there. We just turned on the monitor, so we should be all good to go for the SMOG, which I'm super excited about. That was a huge headache because California literally has like a war on you know, performance cars that have any kind of modifications, even if it's literally to benefit the life of the vehicle that you invested into. California just does not see it as such. So they pretty much make it so that way you can't pass your SMOG and get registered and all that. I'm gonna be able to get my sticker, go to the shop, get it passed, and never have to worry about it for another 2 years at least. So I'm just happy to have it done. The car's running great, and I have to thank Lund for that. Shout out to Whipple. Shout out to everyone that's been trying to help me. I really appreciate it, so that we can get this car back on the road. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.